In today's video, I'm gonna share with you how to create 3 fabulous fall DIYs step by step that are fun, easy, and affordable. Keep watching. Hello, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to Ramon at Home. Can you believe it's Sunday again? What is time going? Which means a brand new video, and in this video, I'm gonna share with you 3 fabulous fall DIY ideas that are super easy, fun, and very affordable. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video, share with a friend, let them know what we're doing here at Ramon at Home. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for future decorating and DIY ideas. And while you do that, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you are notified about every single upload for the fall season and the holiday season coming up next. All right, you guys, well, I'm gonna share with you a fabulous centerpiece DIY. Let me tell you all the materials you're going to need. For this ombre centerpiece, what we're going to need is 9 cream flowers, 6 beige flowers of your choice. I'm gonna be using this metal container, and I just love how rustic this looks. I'm gonna use 2 of these foams. I'm gonna use 12 of these orange mums, as well as a variety of pumpkin color flowers and my florist knife. This centerpiece is inspired by the ombre wreath that I show you how to make. Let's take a look at it. All right, everyone, so I just wanted to show you real quick what this cute little ombre fall wreath looks like. As you can see, all of the flowers blend together to create an ombre effect. And the secret right here is to alternate the colors from dark to light, and also to stagger some of those colors as you move on from the dark to the light color. I really hope you enjoyed this DIY, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. So now that we know all of the materials you're going to be needing for this fabulous centerpiece DIY, it's time to get started. Well, so many of you like that wreath, and so I figured that we would make a matching centerpiece. And to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my 2 foams. I'm going to measure this one right here, and I'm going to start with this one over on this side. And what you need to do is you need to go ahead and mark the second one so that they are tied on the container. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab my florist knife. Let me remove this container real quick. And I'm just gonna make a cut all the way down to that. And then this foam, I need to make sure that that is the one that's gonna go down. So that is gonna be pretty snug, but it's gonna work. So then with this one right here, what I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut it in the middle. I'll make sure you guys can see. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the bottom because I want these foams to be raised up. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back to back like this. Then I'm gonna push down. So as you guys can see, it's pretty snug, and it's just about 1/4 of an inch from the line of the container right here. All right, so what I'm going to do is very simple. So I'm just gonna start inserting flowers. And you start right here. Remember, what happens on the left happens on the right, and then we're gonna cap one right here on the bottom, and it's gonna start filling in our container with flowers. And we're gonna use as many of this particular color as we have because we want it to be really packed and tight. So that's 2, like that. And for this particular centerpiece, I'm not gonna use any foliage because when you do an ombre effect, you don't want any foliage to disrupt the coloration of your centerpiece. So from the very light one, we're gonna gradually move towards a more darker on the same shade. It has to be on the same shade. You have to use about 2 types of flowers per shade. So that way you have a variety of colors, you're gonna have a texture. And as you guys can see, this is super simple. Then we're gonna move to the lighter orange one, which is this mum right here. And you need to make sure that they're pretty packed. So that way they are giving you texture, movement. So as you guys can see, I'm putting them really, really packed. That's 6. I'm gonna stop at 6 of this one. Then I'm gonna move to the darker orange one, and I'm gonna lift the petals of this particular flower. And then I'm going to finished right here. I'm gonna introduce some of this hydrangea. And I have a few more of the hydrangea right here. And then I'm going to cap with some of this sunflower. And as you guys can see, I ran out of this flower, so I have some of this sunflower right here, so I'm gonna poke it out and I'm gonna bring it over to this side, but I'm gonna go ahead and swap it for one of these orange ones, so it's still pretty tight. And I feel like this one right here also needs to be moved over to this corner. So that is the perfect way to create that ombre effect for this beautiful centerpiece. I have one last one, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add it right here. Why not? Just go ahead and open your flowers and push as far down. And look how fabulous this centerpiece turned out. With just about a few dollars of flowers, a beautiful container, you can have a long and low centerpiece to match your wreath. And I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous, but I cannot wait to read your comments. All right, as you can see, creating this fabulous ombre style centerpiece for fall was super easy, under 5 minutes, and I think you can really recreate it. You can use any container, and I think this would be really pretty on your table this fall and Thanksgiving season. But now I'm gonna share with you how to create a fabulous swag for your front door. Keep watching. All right, to get started with this fall DIY for the door, what we're going to need is this beautiful teardrop swag that it's pretty flat right now because that's how it comes from the box, but I'm gonna show you a quick way to fluff it. Then we're gonna use also a Christmas teardrop greenery swag. And what I like about using these greeneries is because you can always reuse them for Christmas, and I'm gonna show you how to do just that. I'm gonna use this beautiful ribbon with the pumpkins, and the glitter is absolutely gorgeous. Let me get it out of the plastic so I can show you the print. This is just so pretty because it has a pumpkin and it has a glitter, and it's just so beautiful. I'm gonna use 3 pumpkins, and then also a more unusual items for this swag is going to be these beautiful Christmas ornaments from Shinoda Design Center. All of the materials are from Shinoda, and I'm gonna leave their phone number down below. If you guys wanna get them, you can go ahead and give them a call. So I'm gonna use some of this bronze and some of this orangey. And the last thing I'm gonna use is some wire that I already pre-cut to wire all of my ornaments. All right, to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna get all of these ornaments out of the box. I'm gonna wire them real quick, and I'll be right back with you, so stay tuned. Now that you know all the materials we're going to need to create a fabulous fall swag for your front door, it's time to get started. But first, I want to invite you to come join me on my Instagram for daily Insta stories, behind the scenes, and all of the things that you don't get to see here on YouTube. The links to my social media are down below in the description box below. And while you're at it, when you gave this video a thumbs up, that really helps out. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, everyone, so my intention with this swag is to show you that you do not have to spend a whole bunch of money, and that with just a few items, you can really create something gorgeous for your door that is going to last you all fall season, all the way through Thanksgiving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by fluffing my Christmas garland or my Christmas teardrop swag. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of these bristles, and you can go ahead and just point them up. And you want to make it as fluffy as you can. I love working, if you've been following this channel, you know that I love working with greeneries for fall and for spring and all year round. And I really hate to tap myself in the back, but that was something that I did and then everybody else started doing, which I'm so proud because they finally realized that instead of working with, you know, those wired dollar store purchased wreath forms, you can buy one of these and it can last you all year round. All you have to do is invest in one, and then you'll have a base. This is what we call in the industry a basic garland. This would be a basic teardrop swag garland. It's basic because you're supposed to embellish it. It's just the base for your design. And so basically you just touch every single one of those little bristles and you come up with something kind of like this. All right, so once you have fluffed it, what you're going to do is hang it right here on your stand. If you don't have one of these stands, this is a funeral spray stand that you can buy at any floral supply store or any florist, because when they send out a beautiful spray, they send one of these stands. All right, so far so good. It looks good, it's fluffy. and it is ready for the next step, which be to add our second garland. Now this one, you do have to take a second to fluff it a little better because it's very sparse, but look how flat it looks, and just by touching every single wire on this swag and giving it a fluff and then bringing it forward, look how those Chinese lanterns just went like that, and then you lift this up. Every single wire has product in it, so you have to make sure, like this sunflower's facing up, I want to bring it up, I want to give it some life. Look at this little branch right here, I want it to come forward because we're going to intertwine it with the basic greenery, and we don't want to lose any of this product because, well, you already paid for it, so why not, might as well just use it, right? So you want to make sure that you fluff all of this all the way down. Like this sunflower, you don't even see it right here. Look at this little bud. Go ahead and bring it up. These Chinese lanterns right here, bring them up all the way to your base. And look at that, how much product you were missing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my basic garland right here, and then grabbing two of those bristles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab two and twist them into the form right here, just like that. And that's going to give us the base to leave it there and start fluffing all of our beautiful items into this swag. And you want to do one more down here on the bottom. Just make sure that you really press so it goes against that greenery. Look how beautiful that is. And it gives you more girth. It's gonna look more beautiful on your door than if you were just to put this one right here. It would look really scrawny and very unintentional. But now by adding all of this product, look at that, you have pine cones, you have sunflowers, you have some little branches, you have Chinese lanterns, you have buds. Once you have it there, be sure to fluff it, bring out some of these items that got flat between. How pretty is this? I love it. All right, so the next step would be to make a bow. But before I make a bow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give these some tails because we're gonna use them later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it on the floor like I always do. And I'm gonna cut some tails that are, I don't know, about probably like a yard. So 2 yards of ribbon. I'm gonna put my ribbon right here so I don't lose it. And what you're going to do is you're gonna pinch this guy right here, and you're gonna go in here and you're gonna grab one of those bristles, and you're just gonna go ahead and attach that ribbon right there. And so now what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start looping this ribbon and making loops of ribbon. And just attaching with your garland, just like if it was a Christmas tree. Look at that. And we wanna make sure that we go on the outside. So I'm gonna make sure that I go flat like this, and then you pinch, you grab a spot right here, you swirl some of that, making sure you don't lose all of your product, like this right here. And then we're gonna give it another pinch right here. I'm gonna bring it like this, and using my bristles, just go ahead and give it a swirl like that. And I'm gonna repeat, remember what happens on the left happens on the right. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you follow that rule, you're always going to have a balance because you're telling your brain, I already did this on the left, now I have to do it on the right. Like this, and then I'm gonna bring it forward like this. I'm gonna give it another loop. Then I'm gonna attach all the way to the bottom, like so. And look at that, that gives you ribbon all throughout the swag. And I'm gonna do the same with this right here. Making sure I don't lose those Chinese lanterns because you wanna make sure that you have all this product. Look at that, and the reason I wanted it on the side is because now what we're going to do is we're gonna do a bow, and I'm gonna give it a tail probably about that long, about half a yard, and I'm gonna do a cute little bow. If you guys don't know how to make a bow, there is a video on the channel already on how to make bows. It is super informational, and if you haven't checked it out, I'm gonna put it in the iCard right here so you can see it's very detailed. But I want to do a bow real quick with this. I'm gonna do probably like a I want to say a 6-loop bow. And one of the things is that you do have to alternate sizes. Like you guys can see, they're staggering right here. And then you also have to twist your bow so it starts shaping into a bow. I'm gonna do one more right here. I'm gonna twist. I want it to be really, really full. And once you have cut your ribbon, what you need to do is grab one of your wires, pull it through the middle loop right here, And then we're gonna attach in the back, and we're gonna make sure that it's really tight like this, and just give it a spin like this. And that allows you to go ahead and fluff your bow. Make sure you have loops going every way, and the middle one's in the middle. Super simple, super duper duper simple. All right, so now with my wire that I have right here, I'm gonna bring this right here to the top, making sure this sunflower still shows. I'm gonna unhook it, and then I'm gonna bring this bow, and I'm going to just swirl it into one of the bristles, and that's gonna stay in place like that. And now with these tails, what I wanna do is I wanna go ahead and do a few more of these loops that we did. And I'm gonna add that right there. And I need to rescue some of these elements. Remember to always fluff, because you want all of these elements to show, as you can see. And then I'm gonna just dovetail this one right here. How fun and how easy, you guys, and super fast. You can create this swag, and your neighbors are going to be so jealous because you have a custom-made, one-of-a-kind swag for fall. All right, we'll give this a fluff before we hang it on the door to show you. So I'm gonna dovetail this right here as well. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm gonna make sure that this sunflower shows, because she's kind of like the star of the show. And look at all these loops right here. How beautiful is this? All right, so now that I have all my sunflowers showing, my pine cones, all of these right here showing, look how bountiful, and look, this just looks so full. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to wire your ornaments. So what you're going to do is you're gonna grab one of these wires, put it right here through, and then just go ahead and give it a little spin. And now you have all of this wire to hang on to your ornament. So I have pre-wired all of these ones right here. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead, just like with a Christmas tree, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna pull one of these bristles, and I'm gonna give it just a little spin. Look, that'll stay right there. Then I'm gonna add, I have two kinds. I'm gonna add another one of these, and I'm gonna add it right here, probably by this pine cone. But remember to go all the way in into your swag, so it looks like it's intentional. Grab that bristle and just give it a spin, and look at that. That'll stay right here. So I'm gonna add one right here. I'm gonna add this shiny one. Actually, no, I'm gonna add the sparkly one, because you also want to alternate, make sure that you have enough of all of the ornaments. So I'm gonna add right here. I'm gonna grab my bristle, just give it a little spin with that wire. Look at that. It'll stay right there. All right, so now right here, I feel like I need one to fill in. Grab a bristle and twist it into place. And I need another one right here, so I'm gonna add maybe one of these shiny ones. And I'm gonna make sure that I go all the way in like this. So I have ornament all the way down, ribbon all the way down. All right, so I'm gonna put this in the door and show you what it looks like, so stay tuned. I just wanted to show you how beautiful this swag turned out, and I am obsessed with this ribbon. Look at this, you guys. It has all of these beautiful sunflowers. The ornaments really give it that very festive feel to it, and the colors are just perfect for fall. And as you can see right here, I added a few pumpkins just to make it look more fall. And I cannot wait to read your comments, so let me comment down below. Let me know if this is something you will replicate. So for this next fall DIY, I figured we do a cute little urn with pumpkins and foliages and flowers. So what we're going to need is this metal urn that I found at Shinoda Design Center, but you can use any container you may have. Also this little bundle of mums. I think these are, if I'm not mistaken, these are marigolds. I'm gonna use some gray foam. I'm gonna use 2 styles of pumpkins, a variety of greeneries, my wire cutters for my tools, my hot glue gun, 1 florist knife, and one of these florist stakes, but you can use skewers if you have them at hand. All right, so let me get all of this situated and I'll be right back with you, so stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna introduce some foam into our container. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my knife and I'm gonna start cutting into the shape of this urn. And then we're gonna go ahead and push as far down as we can because we need to make sure that that pumpkin's gonna stay in place. Once we have our foam introduced into our container, what we're going to do is we're gonna put this stake right in the middle and I'm just gonna leave it there for now, okay? So then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring some foliages and I'm going to go ahead and cut them short, and I wanna start with some of this beautiful maple. And if you've been following the channel, you know what happens on the left happens on the right. So just go ahead and introduce some of this foliage, and I'm probably gonna use about 3 or 4. And a secret is to get them a little spin like this so they are fuller. I'm gonna do 3, and I'm gonna use a 4th one over here on this side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some of this other full foliage and I'm gonna start filling in the gaps where I don't have any foliage. And if you don't have a lazy Susan, well, let me tell you, you should invest in one, because look how easy it is to balance your arrangements when it comes down to spinning around. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut some of these marigolds, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut some of them. You guys know that I like to cut them all at once, but I think I'm only gonna use a few of them. So I'm gonna leave some of these on the stem and put them to the side in case I need them again. But what I need is some of these really pretty flowers to fill in some of this gap as well. And what I like about these bundles, because it has a variety of 2 flowers, 2 colors, and it comes with this really pretty greenery that also helps to fill in our gaps. So we have 4. So now I'm gonna get my pumpkins ready and I'll be right back. All right, so the first thing I wanna do is I wanna go ahead and take this little stem from the pumpkin off from this one. And as you guys can see, they're made out of styrofoam. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and push my skewer or my stake through the pumpkin very easily. And you have to be a little patient because you have to pull through that, but look how cute that is. So then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some of this foam and I wanna cut a little square, but I want it to be rather thick because we're gonna introduce some of those foliages. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some of my glue and just adding some right here in the middle. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna introduce this foam and glue it right there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab the next pumpkin and I'm going to actually kind of cut. I wanna make sure that I don't poke all the way through. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut some of these skewer right about here. And then I'm going to introduce my second pumpkin into my topiary, but making sure that, you know, it's kind of a wiggle because they are, there you go, like that. And so now we have a topiary, and what we need to do is just fill in, and I'm gonna use some of these flowers. So I'm gonna put them really close to my topiary because I don't want it to protrude as much as the foliage is right here on the bottom, because this is just an accent. So if you need to cut, just go ahead and cut, but make sure that you cover the whole perimeter with this marigold. So I'm gonna cut the rest. I'm gonna cut them short. Might as well. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this fall season. I cannot wait to read your comments. I wanna know which of all of these projects has been your favorite from the fall season, and if you are as excited as I am for what's next. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that this is just leading into a holiday season that I cannot wait for you guys to come back and witness. All right, so I have just a few more and I'm making sure that I put them pretty packed, and see how important it is to have that foam in there. You can really see where you need a flower, just go ahead and poke because you have that foam in there. It just makes it so easy. And the fact that these flowers have a little bit of foliage, then it really helps to fill in between the pumpkins. And I also love this particular DIY. All right, everyone, well, that's all I have for today, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share with a friend. Leave me a comment down below and let me know which of the 3 projects was your favorite and most likely to replicate. If you enjoyed this video, I'm gonna link up another playlist right here where you can watch more videos for fall so you can get inspired to create something beautiful for your home. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing. Until next time, bye.